So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. We've got a full house. We've got a full house. Yeah, post-game reaction. Arsenal won. Fulham won. I should have put a bet on that. On that. But you know what?
Yeah, your team let you down at the last minute, Alex.
Yeah, really?
What odds would you have got, Alex? What odds would you have got?
Guys, we'll get into the finer details on the other side of this music intro. Arsenal won, Fulham won. Yeah, 1-1. Yeah, welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Yes, I should have put some shekels on that. Yeah, Tell, do we still have shekels?
Yeah, I saw them.
Dark heart. Dark hearts.
What a shekel?
Yeah, or two. Mula, Spondulis, Wonga.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
I didn't know.
Anyway, yeah, we've got a full house. Let me do my intros, man.
Man.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So the post-game reaction is a full house. We've got the Enforcer back. We've got Raz back. We've got the original Godfather. And of course, we've got the guy who's after my job, Glenwyn. What's happening, brother?
Hey, you caught me off guard there, bro. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm cool. I'm not very happy about the performance, but hey, like you always say, it's just football, huh? Yeah. But I'm good. I'm good. How are you guys?
Yeah, I think everyone's fine. Is everyone okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all right? There's Elton.
Tell, do you want a chair?
No, I'm hanging myself. Hang on.
After that match.
Tied it to the rafters.
You could say so much, couldn't you? You really could.
The 11. Was there any surprises in the 11, guys? Any surprises apart from we saw Ryan. Ryan was in goal. Any other surprises?
Who's going to start?
Ryan got a pre-assist, didn't he? I suppose.
Yeah.
Ryan headed the ball.
I thought Ryan played really well, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And Marcel as well.
I think.
Go on, sorry, Glenwyn.
Yeah, no, I think Ryan was a surprise for me, but I also think Gabriel shouldn't have been in the team first of all, and I've said it many a times that I rate Murray much better. And then to start it off somewhat to say that if you want consistency, you got to keep your defense consistent, and that is my point of view in terms of the surprise today. I didn't think that Gabriel is going to come back into the team that soon.
Okay.
I was a little bit annoyed, to be honest, because what have we been saying for about the last week, Alex? Start with the same 11. Yeah, you see Bellerin and you go, oh dear. You see, Chambers. What was Chambers injured?
He might have been rested, I would imagine.
Because
I think he was rested.
I think you should have played him against Fulham because they were playing for their lives. So I would have played him. Plus, I don't like Bellerin, so that might have a sort of like force me to play him as well. But yeah,
so
just no.
Yeah, this was the 11. Ryan in goal, back four with Hector Bellerin, centre back was Gabriel with Holding, and left back. I think again maybe my man of the match was man of the match Granit Xhaka. In front of them was Oneni, Ceballos, who thought he had scored his first Premier League goal, going to be ruled off offside, and then we had 3 in front of them. Saka on the right, Martin on the left, Smith running the number 10 role, and the lone striker was Lacazette. So that was the starting 11 there, Tel. So your thoughts about the game overall?
Well, it reminded me of one of those games just after Christmas. Was it against Wolves where we scored a goal and VAR ruled it off, and then anything can happen? And that's probably why we watch football, because you can sort of dominate the match. Although I think Fulham played a fantastic game, but had that first goal had that been legal, had that not been ruled off, then I think Arsenal would have come out very, very easy winners. But of course, it gave Fulham a bit of hope. And then I'm still not happy when I see defenders, even if it was the other way around, and they're trying to avoid contact, and you've got to stand. So he unfortunately put his foot down and accidentally caught the guy that he was desperately trying to avoid. And I suppose by the letter of the law nowadays, even if you accidentally get in someone's way, then it's a penalty, which Arsenal should bear in mind, because if that's going to happen, then you have to do what we did to eventually score the goal. You've just got to keep putting those shots and crosses into the box, and sooner or later, the ball will go your way. And I think we didn't do that. We tried this slow approach play. It reminded me of Man City yesterday. In the second half, they were kind of trying to break down Chelsea and struggling. And you could see us struggling every time we did it. There was, one of their defenders performed an absolute miracle, stopped the ball going in, and eventually you do score. But what you should do is create double the amount of chances, and then instead of just getting one right at the end, you could possibly get two. So I think Wenger's got a new system, I believe, about this offside thing as well. Because if it's just by someone's toenail or something, then it's really spoiling the game. And we're all jumping around and celebrating, and then like the players, we stand around for 5 minutes finding out is it the thickness of some guy's sock that has stopped the goal. And in a kind of a low scoring game, which football is, it doesn't help it be a spectator sport.
Ralph, your thoughts? Wasn't it just like a case of, it was just one of those games where we puffed, and there was no way we're going to break down the cottage down? It was just one of those games, Ralph.
Yeah, but Alex, we have those kind of games every season. It's every season. You can call it a Europa night, a Europa hangover, because most of the players may have played in the Europa. But there's other players there that, like I said before, I said this morning, I said previously, if you want to be a part of the next revolution, the way that Arsenal's going to go, you put your foot in and you stick your chest out and you play for the shirt. And this was Fulham. Fulham haven't won a match for the last 4 or 5 away games, and we always seem to be the kind of generous team to give points away, to give goals away. I think the penalty was a bit soft, but the first half was very ponderous. I said just before we went on live that Martinelli had a chance in the first 33 seconds. If he had stuck that in, I think the team would have acted with a bit more pace, and we would have attacked them with a bit more on the front foot. But because they were deep in their own half defensively, we was coming at them, but our passing was a bit sloppy. I felt that we was maybe a bit arrogant, thinking, well, we're gonna win it. We just have to, we just return up and they'll fold. Fulham to the way that they acted, they was very disciplined, and I think they were very happy that they went in the first half 0-0. And again, when they did score that with the penalty, I must admit they were in the ascendancy, because whenever they broke, we was always on the back foot. So I'm not going to take the attitude that it's just one of those games. We've had one of those games too many times, and we're at home. We're at home. So for me, it's not an excuse.
Wow, my goodness. Oh dear, Glenn Wynn. I mean, Glenn Wynn, is it not the fact that Arteta again is just he's tinkering too much with the squads? Again, it's got us to this point. Is it tinkering again too much?
Yeah, sorry. I'm blaming Arteta for this one because again, he's talking about being consistent. You're only going to be consistent with your best 11, and today it wasn't your best 11. Arteta needs to really look in the mirror and say, "Now, what am I doing wrong? Am I too proud to accept that the fact that I've done something wrong to acknowledge that, or am I just going to go on as always I have been doing and just think I'm the guy for the job, I'm the right one to do it, and nobody says anything to me because I'm the man." So I think Arteta should be the one who takes the blame for it. I'm not saying Arteta must go out. I'm not saying Arteta out. I'm just saying that this one is on you, MA, because you've chosen the team to play, and that is not the best 11. So fight the fight purely for the sake of the confidence of your players and the consistency of having to win a 3-0 at Sheffield. And again, during the week on Thursday, we had another brilliant goal. So why do you want to change your team after such good performances? And again, Raz, I'm agreeing with you. All your home games, you should be able to win, or at least put in a performance to say that I have worked today for my salary. And Arteta should really look into himself and say, I'm the one to blame. And it's pointless going on the media and saying, I take the blame for it, but really take the blame for it. That is my opinion, that you should just be honest and take the blame.
Yeah, I should have put a bet on it, 1-1. I did say in the kind of what's up group, I would have been happy with a draw. There's
Here it comes. Get ready, boys. Get ready. I'll be honest, right? I'll be totally honest. I didn't see the first half because I was having technical issues, but I could hear it on a, what are they called? Where other people are talking about the game, one of them. Anyway, from what I gather, we should have scored 2 goals in the first half. Okay? It's offside. I mean, this offside rule now at the moment in VAR, football doesn't flow now. It's not just an Arsenal thing anymore. It's all games. Football doesn't flow like it should do. I agree with Glenn Wynn that Arteta's to blame mostly for this. Okay. Emma Smith Rowe, because I want to get his name right, he didn't have the best of games, I didn't think. Again, players on the pitch, Bellerin, yeah, and Ceballos was awful again today, I thought. But it's for me, Fulham deserved their point because they didn't give up. And if it wasn't for Nketiah coming on, we wouldn't have scored a goal. Matt Ryan got an assist, so that goes down as something new. But I think Arteta has a lot of sorting out to do in the summer. A hell of a lot of sorting out now. I feel sorry for Laka because he was having a good game up until then, I thought. He kept trying, We don't press enough, I don't think. And I don't think we don't attack. Does this make sense? We don't attack hard enough. We just lob the ball down the pitch, hope someone gets to the corner, try and lob across into the box. 9 times out of 10, there isn't somebody there, and that's how we're playing at the moment. But Arteta has to do a lot of work in the summer. We're going to be lucky to have an 11 soon, the way our players are dropping. So, Doris, get over here, girl. That's how it's going to be. And it's a shame because we've got talented players, but even Fulham are making them look mediocre.
Yeah.
And that's not taking anything away from Fulham. They're making our boys look mediocre. Our lads didn't even look like second half. I think we played well up until the penalty. And then we just, it's as if we'd lost our backbones, and Arsenal don't play like that. I mean, we often say I've been supporting Arsenal over 40 years, and I can't remember the last team that played like this. I really can't. And I'm not saying there aren't good players there, because there are, but Yeah, we go a goal down, instead of fighting back, we seem to drop. And we can't seem to, where we should be pushing forward and trying harder. That's what I think, anyway.
Well, it looks now as if our plan B is to play our goalkeeper as centre forward, because it certainly worked. You know,
Yeah.
that's our plan B. Matty Ryan comes up, stick a number 9 on his back. He you know, we've all said we need a plan B. We're a team that can rain crosses in from deep and from right by the byline. So in the days of Giroud and before him Alan Smith, when you're struggling to thread the eye of a needle, cross the ball, and a big man, 6 foot whatever, is going to have lots of chances come his way. And in the end, that's how we scored. It was a corner. The cross came over. Who got the ball? One of our 6 foot players, our goalkeeper, nodded it on. Ball comes across. We score. So pre-assist. So what I would say is, Arteta, get that guy down, Edson from Celtic, 6'2", big guy, muscular. Get him down and have a plan B ready, because this threading the eye of the needle will not work if a team gets a lucky goal, which Fulham did. I'm not taking the goal away from them, but they were very lucky because one of our defenders happened to step on their guy's foot. You know, that's just bad luck. But if you're having that kind of bad luck, then make sure you've got a big guy around that you can knock the ball up to. And even if he doesn't head it in, because Matty Ryan didn't head it in, but he creates havoc. He knocks the ball up in the air, he knocks it beyond, and then suddenly things happen. So I know Arteta likes to do the Man City game, but as we saw yesterday, that doesn't always work. So get a big guy in there, and when we need him, press the plan B button.
I want Ryan up front next week.
Absolutely.
I do. I want Ryan up front next week, Raz. Because we need someone who heads the ball. We've got no one who heads the ball.
Yeah.
We've got people who head the ball, but they're not strong. Like Eltel says, you need an attacker who will attack the ball. Everyone likes to do the ticky-tacky part. If the second half was all ticky-tacky, and then all of a sudden, when we lost it, everyone's like looking to see where the defensive shape was. So pretty much what Glenn has been saying is the fact that you keep your defense. If you can change your midfield, you can change your striker, but keep your defense, because the defense played well enough. When I saw Bellerin and Holding in there, and Bellerin and Gabriel, they look like they just met.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah,
they look like they just met. And half the times, the way that Gabriel's been putting his passes, he put his passes too short. You saw Xhaka having to go in. There's one incident in the second half where Xhaka he tried to receive a pass. It was too short for him. He made up for it. The ball spilled. He had to dive in to get it again. And then when he managed to get it, he was tackled for the third time. There was no other defensive player around him. So keep your defense as they are. Mess about with your midfield if you have to, but keep your defensive consistent.
I would have had Pablo and Holding as the centre backs, not Gabriel.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to we've got a donation from English Conversation Club. Thank you very much for that. That's £2 donation to the coffers. Thank you very much for that. The question actually coming on from English Conversation Club. Question to the panel: should Arteta focus on playing a lot of the young players? Please, Aziz, Balogun, Glenwyn. So we're playing against Everton on Friday night. Would you like to see a lot of the youngsters, or again stick to 1-11 Arteta?
For Friday night's game, Everton, that's a huge game for us, and I don't think those guys are ready yet. But saying that, who's you gonna play in Laka's place if Laka is gonna be out for a couple of weeks? So your new signing in Balogun, you're gonna have to give him some sort of chance to show himself. And I think apart from everybody else, he's probably the best option to play up front Even though Mr. Malaria is fit to play, I still not want him to play. So Aziz will probably be best for the bench, if I would put it that way. But for Everton game, I don't think that the guys would want to, or rather Arteta would want to expose him to that sort of game yet. But yeah, like the likes of Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli. I mean, those three are the guys that have been playing consistently now of the last 4 games, at least 3 games. So stay with them, and ease in the new guys or the younger guys. But Balogun is probably the best one to replace Laka at this stage. So give the youngsters a chance, but maybe not to start off an Everton game.
Okay. Tell your thoughts. Go now. Going forward.
Well, I hadn't heard of.
0.
Can I just check with you? Is Laka out for a couple of weeks?
It's not been officially announced, but I'm thinking the worst.
It looked like a hamstring, Paul. So it could be.
It did look like a hamstring. I mean, the thing is, I've watched Aziz the last 2 or 3 games that the under-23s have played, and he's made some massive errors. He just doesn't look ready. He's very tasty player, lovely first touch, but he's trying things out that don't work, which all young players try, and he just does not look ready. I would be really surprised if they played Aziz. And Balogun's been all right. He's never played a bad game, and I've seen him play quite a few games for the under-23s. He's a bit like Ian Wright. He's fast on his feet, good low centre of gravity, good first touch. So I don't know, either him or Nketiah. But if we're missing our 2 first main forwards, we are in trouble. We've got one that's getting over malaria, and one could be out for 2 weeks. So it doesn't look very good currently.
Des, sorry, you want to say something, Des?
I was just going to say, playing the kids at the moment, I'm a little bit concerned because I'm just trying to be the voice of reason here, maybe, but because they might learn bad tactics here, or bad things, you know what I mean? So what I mean by that is the way Arsenal are playing at the moment isn't fluid, isn't Arsenal's way of playing, or has been in the past. And I think they could learn bad habits. What's the word I'm looking for?
Habits.
Say that again.
Habits.
Yeah, habits. That's the word. Bad habits. And I don't. But then we are a bit stuck up against the wall now, and who we can play and who we've got, and who we've got. But I think the kids could learn bad habits at the moment. And as much as I've said, play the kids, you also need the experience on there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sorry, I don't know.
Tell's just been dragged out from his cell. Tell.
Oh, is he? All right.
I just had a 5-minute exercise.
I was going to say, was that your exercise hour?
That's my flipping. It's this bloke who's locking me in all the time. He says, "Tell, you got 5 minutes, quick run round the block." And if you look behind me, I think he's lights out fairly soon.
I mean, I've always said play the kids, but I'm just a little bit concerned about bad habits. But as I say, we may be in a position now where we have to play. Tongue tied there. Sorry, we have to play the kids. So we'll have to wait and see. But Nketiah should be confident after his goal, and to me, let him start.
Yeah,
because
it's so funny, the fan base there. It's like Thursday night, beating that team, knowing what they did, the leadership in Lacazette, and then we draw against Fulham. I'm seeing a lot of messages on Twitter, the live chat. Arteta out. What's going on, man? Come on, people.
I'm getting fed up with it. I am really getting fed up with it. But I had my say the other day, and I don't want to repeat myself, but he's not going to go, guys. They're not going to get rid of him. He's here for another season, I think, at least.
What does it achieve if Arsenal in the end say, actually, We will listen to the fan base. We will sack him. What's it going to achieve?
That takes us back to square one, and someone. Well, that will take us back to square one, and someone's going to have to start rebuilding again.
With no money.
And then,
with no money,
exactly. You're trying to build something with nothing. It's like trying to build a sandcastle with the waves keep coming in. Do you know what I mean? So you're never going to build it, are you? Because it keeps getting knocked down by the water. So that's how it feels at Arsenal at the moment. Again, you could say it. We need an owner who wants to spend, who wants to support the club, and hopefully the Dan Gotti thing will go through. But you've got to keep your fingers crossed at the moment because you just don't know.
Yeah. Glenn, a quick question to you before I go into the live chat. Say if a club comes in for our star man. No, it's not Auba, Lacazette. No, not Lacazette, Saka. Say they're coming for maybe £100 million for Saka. Would you sell Saka, Glenwyn?
Well, you can look at it two ways, Alex. The club needs money. On that part, I probably would. But he's your best player on the pitch at this stage. So why you want to sell your best pitch? I mean, you can't go again to the era of where you sold Van Persie to a rival club. I mean, that was your best scorer at the time. So at this stage, Saka is one of your best players on the pitch. So even though you need money, why you want to sell your best player? So I wouldn't sell him. From a business point of view, and again, because I'm in business, but from a business point of view, because the club needs the money, I'll probably take that 100 mil. But personally, as a fan or as a manager, I would not sell him.
Ralph, for you,
Alex, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Do you think the Kroenkes, or let's just say the Kroenkes, do you think they would sell Saka to pay off the loan?
Yeah.
You do. That's what I was thinking as well, but I just didn't want to be the only one to say it.
All right, okay. Cheers. Thank you, Des. Point me to the line, why don't you?
I'm just being honest, my friend. I'm just being honest. I genuinely think if Saka was to go in the summer, it would to be paying off that loan that we took out.
Yeah. They will do it. They probably don't know who Saka is anyway. But question to you.
Probably not.
Would you sell Saka?
Sorry?
Would you sell Saka for £100 million?
Where's he going? If he was going to go to our rival, no.
Okay.
Because we've had history. We've done this before. We've done this too many times. We've strengthened Chelsea, Man City, Man United, and Liverpool. Yeah?
He's going Fulham.
We've done that too many times.
He's going to Fulham. What about that?
No. Like Glenn, too many times we've done this. And why would you want to get rid of an asset that could potentially bring? We've seen how Saka is. We've seen the relationship he has with Emma Smith-Rowe. When Odegaard plays as well, we've seen how he draws people in. Lacazette likes playing with the youngsters because he always efforts going back for the ball. Although he's a striker, he knows who to link up with. This is confidence. This is momentum in motion with this youngster. If you remember the very first time when he played, I said to you guys, "Who is this youngster putting the noses out of joint of the experienced players?" It's this youngster. Now, if you're going to get rid of him, if the Kroenkes, for example, say, you know what, actually, just to pay for the loan and a bit more, if we get 150 for him, that they could do that. But what you're doing, you're putting the club back, not just what we've done so far this year. I'm talking about maybe 3 years in rebuilding, because now our fan base would say, well, let's get Asmoah. Let's get someone over there. Let's go for the shiny new things. And it's going to take another season, 2 seasons to bed those players in. In the meanwhile, Emma Smith-Rowe could go somewhere. We was talking about Joe Willock and Reece Nelson and everywhere else. They probably thought, well, you know what? If I'm just a commodity, where can I go next? Because this is not the Arsenal I recognise. And in the meantime, turmoil. We'll all be fighting amongst each other about who should stay, who should have gone. And the team where it is at this moment in time will probably still be there maybe 2 or 3 years later because of what we've done with Saka. So we have to be very, very careful with what we do.
So what about you? So Saka
Yeah,
for 100 million?
No. I mean, the reason why Klopp sold Coutinho was he could see the guys' standards had started to sort of drop, and he was a great buy, you know. And when Arsenal were offered him subsequently, Arsenal wouldn't touch it. So no, you wouldn't sell any stars whose star is, if you like, rising. But also the £120 million loan is quite an insult, really, because our owner is one of the richest people in the world. Now, imagine if you're a millionaire and you go to the bank and say, "Can I have £120 loan?" Right? It's nonsense. It's nonsense. And what he's done is he's made the club loan it. So he hasn't even loaned it himself. He's got the club to go off and get a loan. Okay? So he's not even jeopardizing his money, and for him that is pennies. It's nothing. It's nothing compared to what that guy earns every day of the week. But what does he do?
A week, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he puts the club into hock so that he can count his money. So if I were Arteta and Kroenke came to me and said, "I want you to sell your best players," I'd say, "Right, I'm gone. That's it. Bye-bye."
Okay,
guys,
just sorry, Alex, before you go, just on that point of what Terry just said now, because Kroenke's got so many hands in all sorts of pies. I mean, in NFL alone, he gets huge money for that club that is owned there. So I mean, again, that 120 mil, it's pocket change for him, and it's right that you say, because why you want to sell that player to make up the loan, whereby you can have maybe drawn money from somewhere else, where you do a sort of a transfer into this entity into that entity, and I mean that's also making business sense, whereby you can with all your entities transfer money across and that, so to pay off that loan. So yes, don't sell your star players.
Good point. Let me go into the live chat for the first time on this particular one. And I've got Colin Young says, how many Arsenal home losses? How many Gabriel holding pairings don't work? How many times Bellerin and any Tobias pairings have worked? Tinker to pull out that defensive team. The Tinker Man 2.0. You cannot have consistency. You keep tinkering the starting. It's not going to work. It goes on to say, yes, the draw is a loss there. Tell me, it doesn't feel that way. Does it feel like a loss, people?
Yeah, it feels like a loss, and we look like a cup team now. This is what cup teams do. They pull it out when it really matters, and when it's a regular league match, no. You know, it all drops by about 20%. In some ways, this needs a sports psychologist to sort of think it through and get the players to say, it's your attitude drops because it's a local derby, it's back home, Fulham are going down, and suddenly all those little things that make you a top team or a top cup team don't happen because you aren't pushing the sort of boat out. It all looks too simple. And but I will still say that had that first goal been allowed, then I don't think Fulham would have been anywhere near a point today. And sometimes if the gods are not with you, they aren't with you. But what I would say is for Arsenal's next match, I'd be saying to the team, right, which Arsenal is going to go out now? Is it the team that struggled to even draw against Fulham? Or is it the team that can put 4 goals away against Slavia Prague? Because we've got 2 teams now.
And that's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem.
Well, no, because
Go on, Des.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just going to say, yeah, it is a loss. It is a loss. And I think we'll be all right in the summer, guys, because we'll end up with Timo Werner from Chelsea. So everything will be all right. And also, I think they.
What about Willian?
Well,
about
he's got.
W man.
He'll be gone. But
And what about the A man? What about the A man?
the next
We've got a whole alphabet going on. What about the B man?
Right. The next Chelsea cast-off we have will be Timo Werner. But the other thing I was going to suggest as well before you go, Alex, yeah, send the five of us in for a motivational talk with the team. See what happens then. You know what I mean? They need someone in to jack these boys up because nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening.
I was gonna just say for the segment. I was gonna say that lions don't play with lambs. Lions don't play with lambs. Go in to kill. I make no apologies. You know, when you're playing at home, that's your turf. You don't get disrespected. You don't get the opposition have to run for everything, but rerun it. This is our home. This is our turf. When we play away, of course, you're not going to get everything. You're not going to get VAR. You're not going to get the fans, or the fans not there at the moment. You're not going to get the referee. There's the weather, whatever it is. Those things are given. But when you're at home, that's your turf. And the amount of times that we've given weaker teams opportunities to take points off us, to take the mickey, to disrespect us, we've done it too many times. Lions don't play with lambs, man.
We don't trample on people anymore.
Santiago says Alex will be smiling, his second favourite team. Am I smiling?
Question for you, Alex. Question for you.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Today we're counting toenails as offside. Toenails.
Well, it's destroying the game, and as soon as you start doing this, then it's stopping the game. It's not flowing, and it's silly because, well, as I said, our illustrious leader from times gone by, Wenger, is saying you need to relook at this offside law, because if you can only get what used to be called a fag paper in between onside and offside, then it's too tight, and you should always err in favour of the attacker. I think Wenger has said something like the player's body, the torso or something, has to be in front. You know, this is just crazy that it just happens by the thickness of the lace on his boots. He happens to be slightly further forward. He wasn't trying to sort of gain advantage, and it's just sort of it's completely by accident, and he's doing everything right. And then of course we have the stupidity of somebody by accident, stepping on someone's foot, or as we saw with, was it Luiz earlier in the season, was it against Villa or Wolves, where the guy pulls his leg back to shoot and he catches Lewis's knee, and that's regarded as Lewis's fault. I mean, it's silly. If there's a coming together in the box and it's not on purpose, it's an accident. And don't ruin the game, because nobody wants to tackle anymore inside the box.
Yeah. Go on, Des.
I was going to make a comment about refs and VAR. Right? If a ref gives it, VAR doesn't. And if VAR gives it, the ref doesn't. So what brief are these refs getting? They need retraining, and they need someone in that VAR box, right, who is watching the game, because half the time I don't think they're watching the game. But I've noticed it, either it's the ref giving something and then VAR says no, or VAR giving something and the ref says no. So they're contradicting each other. Just take it back to what it was, and if the ref blew his whistle, you played till the whistle. And if the ref blew his whistle, you saw what it was about. That's what we need to go back to, because it's ruining the game.
Ashley D says Eltel has been kicked out of the house and living in the garage.
I love it.
He's doing porridge.
Yeah.
Tono 72 says VAR messed up our game today. it is what it is this season for us, I suppose. Don't
That's what I
rely
just
on the
said.
officiating, when we play. Get the job done. Score the goals. But I just kind of got the impression today it was just going to be one of those games where it just wasn't going to happen. And actually, Des did say before we went live that he was watching another podcast. Eddie Nketiah, he saved the points. Well, he got us a point. And still people are saying, Nketiah is give credit where credit is due. He scored the equaliser for us. And now that Lacazette's going to be out maybe for 2, maximum 3 weeks, who's going to step in now? Eddie Nketiah. So we've got to support this youngster. Age 21, 22, I think. 23, 22?
21, I think.
21. All right. A few more before we finish this one. I think Shaq says that I'll be honest, I don't know if I want Arteta as manager anymore. Regardless of the VAR decisions, we were poor in defense. Our tactics were not good. And when we entered the second half, we were bad, Glenwyn. We were bad. He's an Arteta out.
Yeah, again, yeah, we've been hearing in and out, week in and out, Arteta gone. The minute the guy does something good, we all to say, okay, well done, Arteta. But the minute, look, he's somehow to blame for today's team and tactics. But again, I'm playing on the field. Arteta's not on the field. I'm on the field. So I need to understand, what is he trying to tell me? Is he trying to tell me to stop, to go sideways, backwards, or whatever the case may be? But again, I'm a professional, so I need to make up my mind. I'm not playing soccer, or at least football, for 2-3 weeks. I've been playing football since young. So you're a professional, so you need to understand what is the manager trying to tell you. The tactics, this is what we're going to do today. Stick to the tactics, but on the field, in the moment of play, decide for yourself. Because, and again, that's why I'm saying Murray has got a better decision-making skill than Gabriel. And I'm not anti-Gabriel. Gabriel needs games. Yes, maybe against the Fulhams, against the Sheffields, but you're not going to get there if you don't make your decisions right. So you as a professional needs to make a decision based on what your manager has told you. We can't go and say Arteta out because we failed today. We failed today because we didn't understand what the manager wanted us to do. So we needed to put action into that, what the manager is saying, and say, but look, guys, we're professionals. We're going to go and we execute what the manager is doing or saying on the field, because he's not on the field. He's telling us what to do, and we need to obviously action on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, he just gives a volley of more comments, literally just saying shouldn't be 8th place last season, and now in a lower place this season than last season. Be a knock on the door for a sack. Ralph.
No, I can't agree with that. I said to you guys once, well, quite a while back, that I was one of the ones who put my hand up and said, yeah, Unai, it's not good enough. We didn't. We're in the final. We got embarrassed in the Europa final. The players are not playing for him. I put my hand up and said he should have been sacked. And then we had the revolving door of having a caretaker manager who knows the team and was still disrespected. So everything that Unai Emery went through and everything that Ljungberg went through is consistent with the way that things have been. Now Arteta came in and said, right, new broom sweeps clean. They're saying the new broom sweeps clean, but it's the old one that knows the corners. He said, I'll allow, we'll do it my way, but anyone who goes beyond a certain point, I will look into it. And then you had all the falling out with Xhaka and Saliba and all this, and it's been too much. It's been too much. As I said before, the only thing that Arteta should be at this moment in time should be thinking of is his first 11. Let's get some consistency, and then that build a bit of momentum. I know my first 11. I know if things was to go sideways, who I need to bring on, and then the next column is my maybes, another 11 players. And then the next column is who I want out of the club. And he knows who he wants out of the club. But if you're too pally, if you're not willing to make the decision, if you're willing to let players, if you're willing to select players who have let you down consistently, then you have to bear the brunt of the criticism from fans, and inevitably, you know, the chairman is the one that you're gonna have the conversation with. But there's an easy fix. Know your 11 and know who you want to be at the club. You've got your maybes. You tell the whole squad, you must have conversation with them every day. This is not acceptable. This is what I want. This is where we're going. End of. That's why you're the manager. That's why you're the coach. And if you can't get them on board, then your job's still simpler, even more so. You get those who don't want to be on board, those who want to play up and not be mature about their responsibilities to be at the club. Because that way, then you've pretty much said to your players, this is the standard that I'm holding all you guys to. Now let's impose ourselves when we're at home, and then when we go away, you know what I want, you know what I'm expecting when we're playing away, and everyone's on the same song sheet. There's no ifs, ands, buts, and maybes, no whispers, no cliques. Everyone's on the same wavelength.
Okay, this is what happens now. You know, Ashton says, I need to start drinking Chairman's Reserve rum if this is to continue. So we're in a position now where certain people are turning to alcohol now because of Arsenal. It's not good. Not good at all. Where else do we end up here? Which game did you watch? We watched Arsenal versus Fulham. Which game did you watch? What are we talking about?
Can I ask a quick question to you guys? If we'd have lost this game today, would that have been 7 on the bounce at home? Is it 7? I think it is.
We've been our 12th lost match.
Yeah, but on the bounce?
On the bounce.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, so.
All right. I mean in the league as well. I don't mean in the Europa. I just mean in the league. Because if that is true, and I'm not 100% sure, so if anybody in the chat knows, if it's true, that's 21 points we've lost at home. That's a lot.
Des, you're getting me very worried here. I've got a scarf and rafters right above me.
Don't do it, Tel. Don't do it.
You're getting me very worried here.
We love you, Tel. We love you. Don't do it, mate.
I'll leave a sign. Somebody told me 6 on the bounce.
It was Dez's fault. He reminded me. The enforcer. Get him arrested.
Colin says, Ceballos still nearly in front of a changed defence was managerial blunder. Again, going back to tinkering of the formation, actually the personnel. Has got to take some of the blame there, unfortunately.
I'll tell you what's worth saying is at the end of the Slavia Prague match on Thursday, Arteta did let slip that he said we really don't have a lot of time to sort of do our tactical analysis of Fulham. In fact, he put it more strongly than that. He said we won't have any time to do that. So if he's right, we kind of went in blind, didn't plan. I mean, if you're going to attack a team, you're supposed to try and draw them out of position. That's on the first page of how you attack a team in the book. It says draw them out of position. So we didn't, because they kept funneling back, and in the end, you had a forest of bodies in front of you, and it was always going to be difficult. So if Stuyvenberg, the guy with the iPad under his arm, if he didn't have time to look at the tactics of this, then shame on Arsenal.
Well, they're quite
to that point, Alex, to that point, if he didn't have enough time, like you said, then why didn't you start that exact same 11? Because then you didn't have a problem to have tactics.
Here.
Totally agree.
Yes.
At least Arsenal women won.
Maybe we should start to mix up the teams.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, have the women play for the men. You can play with the men.
Ashley says, I think we sold Saka, there would be a riot. If we sold Saka, there would be a riot. Oh, my goodness. Leon Cordo says, man of the match, 7 minutes injury time.
Yeah.
I must admit, though, Fulham's goalkeeper made some great saves today.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Credit where credit's due. I mean, he saved that Pepe chance, didn't he?
Header.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not the first time against Arsenal that he did that, eh?
Yeah.
No.
He also saved a shot from Martinelli, didn't he, as well? Down to his left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so he's a goalkeeper. Gogo says, sorry, but the reaction of this team after the goal is atrocious. We were supposed to pick the ball out of the net and go again instead of celebrating like it was the winner.
I think there's more relief than anything, because it was just, if every attack that Arsenal did, there was one chance where the ball was just locked up in the box, and I'm thinking, rather than head it, try and attack it, try and get it down, chest it, and then try and volley it. Everything that was in that box, you can see Fulham was very, very desperate, and it's a shame that they did deserve to win, because the way that they played very disciplined. But like I said, when we're at home, we have to fight. We have to take these teams apart, and we allowed them too much time to settle. The passing was so pedestrian. Fulham didn't have to run at us. They just waited until we made a miss pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one from DS Electronics. Big up Alex and the crew. I'd rather have Eddie Murphy up front than Eddie Nketiah.
Wow.
Come on, DS. Come on. Who is better to say a striker, Eddie Murphy?
But what if Nketiah scores in every Premier League game till the end of the season now? How are people going to feel about him then?
Well, I think you know the answer, Des. You know the answer.
Yeah.
Sign him up.
Don't sell him.
Up.
Yeah.
Okay, just a few more before we finish this one. See here. Which set of players played today? Old Broom or Old Broom? What do you mean? You mean new?
It meant to be new broom or old broom.
Yeah.
I think we need a new broom.
13 loss. Right. Okay. You know what? We'll come to an end on this one. It's an end.
Oh.
Inside an hour, 52 minutes on this one. Yeah. Honours even. Am I smiling? I am smiling. 1-1. Guys, thank you for joining
me. Alex.
Yeah.
Alex, I still have a question for you.
Yeah.
When Fulham got the penalty and scored the penalty, what was your reaction?
I've got to be honest. Let me tell you what happened. I had to go to the kitchen.
Oh, come on.
It is true. And this is what happened. I can bring more attention for you. I had to go to the kitchen, and my wife asked me to make a cup of coffee. So I made her a cup of coffee. By the time I got back, they were showing the replay. And I thought that there's no way that's a penalty. And lo and behold.
But then when we could have got him to reenact it, couldn't we? You know what I mean? Oh, there's an opportunity, God. There's an opportunity, God.
I started to support Fulham before I supported Arsenal. It's a long story. I've actually done my prequel to the video my brother and myself did. Was it last year, Ralph? Or a year before that? After that, when we went to Highbury Grove.
I think it's a year.
About 2 years.
That's a couple of years back.
It was 2 years ago. So
Good couple of years, that was.
Yeah. So I've done a video of me walking around North London. So all the places I've gone to, I'm talking about all the things I was doing back then leads up to the point before I supported Arsenal. So I supported Fulham first before I supported Arsenal. Traitor.
Alex, is the Islington walk around edited yet, mate?
I've done the first part, and actually I sent it to my mum. My mum was asking me yesterday, "Did you finish the film?" I said, "Yes, mum." So I
Because
set my
I'm,
mum. Yeah. It's
I'm
quite
really
emotional.
looking forward to. I'm looking
It's quite
forward to it,
emotional.
mate.
Yeah, you've probably seen me crying a little bit as well. But anyway, guys, we'll finish on this one. We'll finish. Thank you for coming to the live chat. Again, I didn't get to read all of the comments in the live chat there. I saw a little bit of silly comments. So I'm thinking, where's my moderators? Where's my moderators? Actually, you're sacked. You're sacked, mate. You're sacked.
Oh!
Yeah.
We're gonna be blocking in there. Anyway, Ralph, thank you for coming back. Doing a double header, of course, at the Sunday show in the morning. God, dear me. It's been
Sunday
one of those
catch up.
days. Say again?
No, just saying the Sunday catch up's been good.
Yeah. And also Des as well. The enforcer.
With Des the enforcer.
I love it. I love it. Raz, have a good week, my friend. Glenwyn, my brother, thank you for that music. You're amazing. Eltel, please
Yeah,
don't
you
hang
too.
yourself. We love you, Eltel. Don't hang yourself. All right. Okay. And get more sunlight.
Perfect,
You need
Eltel.
more
Don't worry.
sunlight. Again, guys, thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you to the community, and I love you all. Thank you.
Brilliant. So actually, Des the enforcer actually said everything I wanted to say and more. So if you're new, just seeing this for the first time, make sure you become part of this Comcast. Yeah, community.
Comcast. There it is.
There you go. And if by chance you've been wondering who or what you've been listening to Cannon Fod, of course, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.